Hello, everyone. I apologize for that. I guess I only had 20 minutes and then it cut me off. So I'm going to do another 15 minutes. I'm trying out a new program as well. So how's everyone doing out there, first and foremost? Again, I'm trying to broadcast on all the different platforms. So I will be answering some questions. I apologize for me being cut off earlier, but here I am. All right, so let me go ahead and I guess answer the questions from my phone. All right, so I'm here and I'm live, but I don't see any questions yet. I'm waiting for the questions here. Anyway, so yes, guys, we honor and acknowledge all of the light warriors that have come before us, right? I'm trying to look at the questions here. One second. I don't see any questions here. They're only up there. Hold on a second. I'm going to have to stand up to answer the questions. Let's see. Hello, everyone. Welcome from all my different platforms. My name is Ishmael Perez, and I am just trying to get to the questions on my phone. All right, so I guess one of the questions is it normal if we've already saw the solar flash? Perhaps you're having visions of it before it happens. A lot of us do have premonitions before events take place. So yes, that could be the case that you are actually seeing it in your mind's eye, right? You're having visions of it because it's letting you know that that's what's going to be happening, pretty soon. Somebody asked, it looks like I'm getting more muscular and I'm working out more. No, I'm not. I've always worked out, 5-6 days a week. That's always been my routine for a very long time, ever since I was 22 years old. So, working out has always been, I guess, my thing. I've always incorporated it throughout my entire life, for the most part. Yes, this is, actually I could see the chat now. Thank you. I was having a friend actually read the questions for me. But no, this is me trying to broadcast, to get my message across all my different platforms. So I welcome my Instagram family. I welcome my, Facebook family, of course, my YouTube family, all the galactic Jedis out there on, Twitter, TikTok. Welcome. So this is me trying to, make sure that whenever I do go live, everybody gets to see me go live on all different platforms. So that way I can get the message across to as many people as possible. And so now that I have the questions, I will be answering a few questions. I want to thank each and every single one of you guys for being here also. Thank you so much, guys. And again, this is unprepared, unscheduled, no notification. It's something new. And I'm so glad that you guys are here with me on, what is it today? Saturday night. Can't believe it's Saturday night. Okay, so a question from Laura is, are the Lyrans preparing for a final war? She sees that a lot of light workers are being called to align with certain ley lines. And the answer to that, Laura, is yes. Yes. Some of the gates that are connecting the Earth back to the original Earth, which is, again, planet Avion, are being opened so that the Lyrans are coming in full force now. And what that means is that a lot of you guys that are Lyrans are actually going to be integrating with your, your higher Lyran self. So it's also you coming in from a different dimension. Again, guys, we are multidimensionals. We have different bodies on every reality. So when the Lyrans come in, they're integrating with their physical human counterpart, which is some of you. Also, when the Syrians come in, they're connecting with their physical human part, which is some of you, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Pleiadians, and so on and so forth. So we welcome, the entire star nations of, the Galactic Alliance, and those that are for freedom, justice, cooperation, harmony, brotherhood, and sisterhood, and all that is good. So I am going to take some more questions. All right, so one of the questions is the reason why the early Buddha or the early avatars didn't have these supernatural, superhuman-like abilities back in those days, right? The first ones who kind of paved the way for us is because it wasn't the right time, all right? I'm answering one of the questions. The time is now. The prophecies, the secret prophecies that come from the ancient oracles of Delphi and the original prophecies that were hidden by the Catholic Church talked about the emergence of superhumans at the end of the cycle. Those prophecies that talked about that have been hidden from us. Those prophecies are now coming into fruition through the starseed nations that are here. Every single one of you guys out there is part of this, team of angels that took the call to incarnate in human form, in other words. So that's why, the Buddha didn't have these powers, as well as Jesus, even though they had abilities, but they weren't flying, teleporting, shooting laser through their eyes, right, like Superman, emanating electricity through their hands like Zeus. That is what we are going to be experiencing when our dormant DNA comes online. I mean, this is serious. That's why I strongly believe that the writers of Marvel and DC were insiders. They were privy to certain highly classified information and were told not to reveal it. So of course they went about it their own way, right? But even the concept of X-Men, it's all preparing us for what's coming. So I will be taking a few more questions. All right, so another question was how do we get people out of capitalism and communism programming? We can't force people to change. But again, when I said earlier in the first life is when we change ourselves, we become a reflection, right? At the same time, because our vibration and energy is so powerful, it has the ability to affect, thousands of other people that are not vibrating at your level. So you have the ability to affect people in a positive way. And also, of course, you could, drop nuggets and seeds. Planting seeds is always good when it comes to those that are unawakened. But, yes, everything, not just communism and capitalism, religion, fundamentalist religions, people that are strictly putting themselves in boxes, all of that has to be dissolved. All of that programming has to be undone. So it all starts with, again, your vibration. You keep your vibration high, I guarantee you, when you walk through that public setting, whether it's a mall or a park or anywhere, you're going to have a very powerful impact on thousands of people. That's how powerful we are. We do come in with higher capacity, higher influx of vibrational energy fields. And that explains why some of us are ADHD, right? Or we're hyper. We've always been hyper. As a kid, I was very hyper. I mean, even as an adult, I am still very hyper. So I will get to more questions now. Again, I want to welcome my galactic Jedis from across all the platforms. I want to thank Xenia Lee for her donation. Thank you so much, sister. And you are so welcome. The work that I do is in honor and service to the One Infinite Creator. But it's also, it's me contributing my part to humanity as well. All right, so my brother, my spiritual brother, Tony Lopez, Says, let Sorian Omega, he's talking about the AI overlord of the multiverse, Enki, never pull that again. And he also, which I agree, and they won't, that's why I always say that at the end of the millennium, we have one final beef to square with these people that Tony just mentioned. And we are going to activate very soon, guys, very soon. Some people are already having visions. In fact, I'm sure that there's some of you that are already experiencing telepathy, levitation, and perhaps even other things, and you just keep it to yourself, and that is normal, all right? When our psychic abilities begin to expand at an exponential rate, and these abilities, these other higher powers come into play, whatever you want to call them, they do come in increments, all right? But when the solar flash takes place, it's just going to happen spontaneously. It's like we're almost going to be kind of like how Enoch, who was translated, right? He never tasted death. He went from a mortal to an immortal. That's what's going to happen with us. So we're going to be transfigured. I guess that's the right word. We're all going to be transfigured within a twinkling of an eye. And even the Bible talks about that. It talks about how we're going to go from our mortal bodies into our celestial bodies. So I guess the word celestial body is equivalent to the word light body. So I will be taking some more questions. All right, so somebody wants to know if I'm live on all my... Okay, so if I'm not live on a particular profile, that means that's not me. Because right now I'm supposed to be broadcasting on everything, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and even TikTok. So if some of you guys don't see me, it's because that is a fake account. I guess is what I'm trying to say. I do have a lot of fake accounts, not only on Instagram, but I also have them on Facebook and perhaps even on TikTok and Twitter. So the whole point is I'm broadcasting on my real channels at this point. I will be taking more questions, and then I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my itinerary for my book tour for those that want to come meet me in person. All right, so Shakina is asking if I could explain more about zero-point energy. Zero-point energy is the sum total of all the energy, of all the exchange of energy, and all the energy coming from all living things in the multiverse. The sum total of all the energy potential in the cosmos, which is what we call God, which is energy vibrating at its most purest and its most highest form, where it is inexhaustible. It is like tapping into a vast reservoir of unlimited raw energy power. And the zero-point energy, which is, again, the sum total of all the combined energy, the collective, right, the omni-soul of the cosmos, is expressed through the central suns. And we see the central suns at the core, which acts as a nuclear powerhouse of emanating universal life force, emanating it to sustained. For instance, we have the central sun of the universe, which sends universal life force to all the galaxies that are part of that universe to sustain the galaxies, and then in turn the galaxies have a central sun that also sends universal life force to sustain the billions of solar systems, right? The billions of stars, and then in turn the stars radiate that universal life force to sustain the planets. And then the planets are spinning. Every planet is spinning, is a toroidal field, right? It's a sphere, spinning, and that's the first level of tapping into zero-point energy. All right, so that's what zero-point energy is. Known by many names, physicists call it quantum singularities or the quantum field, right? They also call it, oh, my timer's up. I got a few more minutes. They also call it unified field, right? Universal life force. In Eastern metaphysics, it's known as chi, prana, is known as, pure energy potential, right? In the West, it's known as the Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit. According to the indigenous natives, is known as the Great Spirit. So it's all different ways. Oh, and according to Star Wars, for those that like the movie Star Wars, I love Star Wars, by the way. That's a perfect depiction of the Orion Wars, right? Just under different names. But for those that love Star Wars, it's called the Force. It is all different terminologies describing, this universal life force. So with that I've said, guys, I just want to remind you guys about my book tour taking place. Next week, I'm going to launch it at the Stairway to the Stars Disclosure Fest, followed by Utah. On November the 14th, I'm going to be in Salt Lake City, Utah. And then on the 16th of November, I'm going to be in Denver, Colorado. And then on I think St. Louis, Missouri is going to be on the maybe on the 22nd, 26th. The whole point is, I'm going to go ahead and put the itinerary here in the descriptions, so that way you guys could come see me in person if you guys live in those states. It would be an honor to meet some of you guys. I'm always excited when I meet new Soul Tribe. It's almost like we feed off of each other's energy as a collective, and it's beautiful. So I also want to remind you guys that my book is on audio form if you guys want to listen to it instead of read it. And what else? Okay. And I guess that's it. But I also want to acknowledge again that I'm going live on every single platform. So I want to thank my entire Galactic Jedis coming from TikTok, from Instagram, from Facebook, from YouTube, from Twitter. Thank you so much for being here, guys. And so hopefully this is something that I could start doing from now on. So that way when I go live, I could reach my entire Galactic Jedis out there. Thank you so much for being here, and may the God Force be with you all.